Hey, how you doing? No Chaser Podcast. I'm Timothy Delgado.
I'm Ricky Shefts.
I'm Nikki Blades.
What's up, guys?
Chilling.
Wow, that's, I have to say, hands down, one of the best intros you've ever given.
It's something about having the mic and having your headphones in and hearing that great sound quality that just makes you want to sing, you know?
Not true.
No, it only makes you want to sing.
Really? Damn, I don't think that's. I mean, have you ever had the auto-tune effect on?
No.
Man, that shit's
That would do
tight.
it for sure.
That
Oh,
would
yeah.
make you wanna
Get that.
sing.
Let's
Come
play
on,
around with that
Moneybags.
one.
Get us some fucking auto
Right?
tune. What the fuck?
Let's do a whole episode auto-tune.
Give me more bucks. Get us some goddamn auto tune.
That would be a great episode.
Hey, make a note of that.
Yes, auto-tune episode.
Yeah, can we just do that? Just write that
Let's get
down.
T-Pain in on that episode. Let's just bring him in and do that whole
Man,
episode. in
T-Pain's a
auto-tune.
funny dude. We should get him on the show, actually.
should.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
I remember he did an interview one time. He was talking about how impressive Ray J's dick size was in the sex tape. And you know the hip hop community is so homophobic. They was giving him some shit for it, but T-Pain was like, "What? There's nothing gay about it. He the man is endowed. I can't not acknowledge that. Like, man, the man is packing. Like,
It's so funny. That reminds me. In high school, it was these two dudes. I forgot their names. Well, one of them name was Squeak.
Yeah.
He was fucking hilarious.
Okay.
But apparently they was both canoodling with a lady at the same time.
All right.
And he said, I ain't even gonna lie. I looked over. I wasn't supposed to look over, but I looked over, and all I could say was, damn, my nigga, you blessed. I was like, why are you even retelling this story? I don't even know how we got to this point, but it was fucking hilarious, and I'll never forget it.
shit, that's too. All right, so Nikki Blaze, when you were like messing around with two dudes, what?
Well, that's never happened. Don't. Tim's out in these streets just starting fucking
Hashtag.
rumors. No, shut up. Let me live, okay? I got other things outside of this podcast I still gotta do.
You wouldn't be down for that?
Two dudes? Nah, I can't.
Because I know, like, I've heard some girls, say, there's some, that they'd be down. There's something appealing about that. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
if we're gonna live in a fantasy world, yeah. In reality, no.
Right.
Wouldn't. It's just too late in the game. You can't. This is the way society is set up. Nah.
I think the older you get, the more plausible it is.
Really?
I think when you do it young, you definitely run the risk of being called all types of names after by the dudes doing it. When you get older, you can find people who are just like, hey, I'm with some freaky shit too.
Right.
And
Especially
it's just adult and grown.
if you got a group of divorcees and shit,
Oh, that's
man.
they're not
I'll
gonna
tell
give
you
a
this,
fuck
if-
about anything.
If I get married, get divorced, and my kids are grown, it's gonna be on some fuck shit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be doing some things. I'll be like, "You're already gone out of my life." I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
the
do whatever I
tubes are
want.
tied.
Right.
It's
If
like,
I could,
fuck it.
At that point in life, if you aren't doing exactly what you want, whenever you want, what are you doing?
That's what I say, man. To all you youngins out there trying to have some casual hookups and it just be real fun and casual, go for the divorcees. Go to the bars with the older ladies, man. The older woman there at the bar, she is ready.
Just come out with a shirt, Tim, that says "Looking for a divorcee."
That's kind of lit.
Yes.
Goodies. Goody, where
Do
the divorcees at?
Divorcees
old
at.
With the old bitch.
Nah, but it has to be divorcees. Can't be some old chick who's never been married.
No,
no
no,
shade,
no.
but yeah, they still be having
Yeah.
the same issues that the young girls have.
No, totally. If you haven't, I've had conversation with friends before and said, if you already have a child and you've already been divorced, our conversations are not going to be the same. Your mindset is different. I don't got a husband. I don't have kids. So what I got to do in life, you've already did.
Yeah.
So don't give me advice on some live your life shit. You already did it.
It's crazy, man, because it seems like I feel like most of the divorcees that be trying to wild out are the ones that, and you try to warn these youngins not to get married so young, you know what I'm saying? But they feel like, they need to just be married with kids already. And then they get into these marriages and they're like, oh, I wasted my youth.
Dude.
I wasted my 20s. You know what I'm saying? They end up in this marriage they're not all the way happy in because they weren't all the way grown yet, and they got into this marriage because they feel like they should, and then they're just depressed and shit, you know?
So I had a Dear Nikki the other day that's completely on topic. I want to know what you guys think. So this guy was hooking up with this girl from work. She ended up pregnant. And he said he wasn't even really attracted to her. You know, convenience. That was somebody, the sex was good. That's what was going on.
Yeah.
She got pregnant. And he said, I want to marry her to do the right thing. Fellas, what's your advice to this man?
Strap up with ugly chick.
Oh my God! Rick!
Hey, you lobbed that joke up. I had to.
Good. Run with it.
But
okay.
you go. I'll think of something serious.
I mean, my advice, well, let me put myself in that situation, right? If I was to deal with someone who not necessarily is aesthetically pleasing, which I have in the past, right? And that shit, like you said, it's convenience. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, hey, she's down, I'm down.
They were on the same page.
Yeah, okay, and that's fine, right? And sometimes everybody just wants to smash, and it's cool. And a lot of times for dudes, it's like you not trying to get, you know, you just need some. You just if the body's cool and you just in the mood and she in the mood, then let's do it, right? Yeah. But if one of those situations was to get pregnant, first of all, I would be so upset. You know what I'm saying? I would be very, very upset.
Yeah.
It's your fault though, but
yes, completely. Because like, what am I thinking of going raw and potentially even like
not pulling out?
Yeah, not pulling out like an idiot. So, of course, me personally, I would be like, I'm gonna handle this shit. I'm gonna take care of this child or whatever she wants to do. Am I proposing? No.
Right. Never. That's because I was going when I read that, I was like, that's honorable. Like, I see what you're trying to do and you want to make it work. But if you flat out said, I never thought in my life I would be in a relationship with somebody I don't find attractive like that, but I want to do what's right. It's like, what's right by who? Maybe she don't want to marry your ass either.
Yeah. Like we teach people that it's right for the kid. But if you can just not hate each other and really both dedicate time to the kid, the kid probably gonna be good. Like, you don't have to be married for that to be good. Just don't cause fucking stress for the kid.
Yeah, man. It's like Rick said, strap up if and look, and it goes the same way for women. If you
don't
fucking
let
with
these ugly ass niggas go raw.
Exactly. Especially if you just in it for the dick and this man like got no money and no looks and no nothing. Be careful with who you're letting seed contaminate you. And speaking of underwear, even though we weren't speaking of underwear, let me tell you, man, look, I'm really picky with my underwear and how I present my package. You feel me? And you know, my wife will tell you I don't have the perkiest. You know, I got a flat ass. All right, look, and that's not because I'm Asian. It's because I don't work out. All right, so. I feel like the way you present yourself is really important. You feel me? So the right pair of boxer briefs can keep your package looking real presentable. You know, if it just falls on your junk right and picks you up a little bit, it's important. You feel me? So that's why I shop at Mack Weldon for all my underwears. They got the premium fabrics, and it's really easy to use their website and shop and pick up if you want some socks, shirts, undershirts, underwear, hoodies, and sweats. Because, you know, ladies these days really, really stare at the dick print. They feel like it's something, you know, the ladies are really worried about the dick print. So, you know, make sure you get some Mack Weldon sweats because they are comfy. And I got some at home. I wear them all the time to get the dick print popping. You know what I'm saying? Not that I need to wear them because I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm married, but I'm just saying I'd like to know. I'm like Aisha Curry. I like to know that women are still looking, even though I don't want them to look, but I still like the attention. You know what I'm saying? So check it out, right? These will be the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn. And they even have a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor. So you can wear these things for like a week straight, bruh, and the shits won't get funky. Don't quote me on that, but I feel I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna let you know, okay? So the people at Mack Weldon, they want you to be comfortable. So if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it and they will refund you, no questions asked, okay? And also, for 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com and enter promo code NOCHASER. You will get 20% off, okay? And yeah, like I said, man, the website's super easy to use. You just go on there. You can get anything from sweats to socks to underwear, and it's super comfy, make your junk look good. MackWeldon.com. So we're gonna talk for like 5 more minutes, and then 5-10 more minutes, and we'll bring you in. All right, for sure, man. Bluechew.com. All right, but yes, as we're saying, be careful with who you are letting into your personal nether regions. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, fuck who you want to fuck, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's silly not to remember that all that shit comes with potential consequences.
Totally. Yeah.
And to be clear, wrap it up with attractive people too.
Oh yeah,
Thank you. We were waiting for that. Rick. You just had to clear it up. It's cool.
But look, I've had my reckless days, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you definitely get in the mindset of, man, she's too attractive to have STDs. She don't have no STDs. She's too cute.
Hey, look, it's funny, but a lot of people
Think that way.
I mean,
that way, right?
that's
And it's so silly because like I said when on Matt Rife's podcast, when Matt Rife was on the podcast, I told him like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I've done, it's stupid, but I've done the whole shit where it's like, afterwards I'm like, hey, just so you know, I'm clean, all right? You know what I'm saying? Afterwards.
glad we're having this conversation now.
Right. But just so they can be like, oh no, me too. But it's so dumb because you never know out here.
Hey, wait, wasn't there another podcast where what was her name? She came on and she talked about when she went to go hook up with the guy and he had penicillin or had like medicine by the bed. And
That was
she
Danielle
Still,
last week,
Danielle still did it. She didn't ask what the hell it was really for.
Yeah. I mean, when
Horns is powerful.
horns
man.
are so
The horns
powerful.
are
You make so
powerful.
many mistakes, just stupid decisions when the
Yeah.
horns. That's why I used to warn the young dudes all the time too, man. Like sometimes, bro, just like take a second, especially if you're unsure, and just
Yeah.
like just jerk off real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because after your mind is clear, and I don't know if this works the same way for ladies, but like after a dude jerks off, it's like you was sitting there with the sock or paper towel in your hand, and you're like, what did I almost do?
Glad I
Right.
didn't make that cut.
Hey, ladies out
it works
there.
the same.
Yeah,
for
no,
girls.
totally.
women?
Think
Yeah.
about it, because
I've
every
definitely
time.
woken up to what you do in text, and they be like, "Oh, my bad, I was asleep," and then they never reply. I was like,
You good? You handled that.
I know what that was. All
Ladies
right.
out there too. If the dude is going raw, that means it's going raw with you. So you are responsible for your own body. Take control. If you don't want something, don't do it. And if you want it, just know what comes with it.
And there's like a whole rise of STDs lately, or STIs, I mean, is what they're called now. In like recent times, like I think there was an article recently, like Long Beach, there was a huge surge in STIs,
yeah.
and then like
Wasn't it after Coachella? There was like
after Coachella, there was
after
like
Coachella.
oh man, a crazy herpes outbreak. Like that shit's crazy.
There's
It's
a lot
scary,
of people.
bro.
There's a lot of people that went to Coachella.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a whole lot of people.
And look, not gonna lie, if I was single, let's say an attractive young lady who was enjoying the show in a Native American appropriation headdress pulled me into her tent and was trying to canoodle raw, I'd probably be down. You know what I'm saying? If I was on my single shit. But it's like afterwards, it's like, fuck.
Tim's
that
out here
is
making
scary.
poor choices in life.
That's
Sounds like Coachella.
Yeah.
That sounds like Tim of the past. Sounds like past Tim.
Yeah. Tim of the past definitely had Rick shaking his head real hard on many
Man.
occasions. Yeah.
That's why Rick doesn't drink, because he is Tim's guardian angel, to be like, Tim, don't do that. Don't do that. Not her. Oh, okay. He's doing it. Okay, walk away.
Yeah, and especially not at Coachella. Boy, I hear the worst stories.
I've
coming
heard
out of
a
Coachella.
lot of those.
Yeah.
Let's go to Coachella, guys.
Let's go to
Yeah.
Coachella.
I'll just probably be in a booth taking photos. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I brought 72 outfits to wear in 100-degree weather.
Oh, it's scary. A lot of these girls just go to, I mean, I get it. They go to the Coachella area just to go to the pool
Shmoney.
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, don't even go to the show. You know what
No,
I'm
get
saying?
your money, girl. But now we got Vegas.
A lot of them not getting paid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll
we
go
talking
just
about
to.
those.
Well, if
just
you're
to
going just
go.
trying to get some potential money, I see you.
I think they go just so they can
Have
geotag
pictures. Yeah.
Coachella at a pool and shit.
Well, speaking of pool parties, how do you guys feel about this Vegas pool party thing? Are you guys? Do you participate in participate?
I think I've been to 3 in my entire life, and I was like, yo, this is pointless. One was dope, but other than that,
do you get in the pool?
That one I did get in the pool. The other 2 I went to, it was like no space for anything.
And and those I will refrain from getting in the water. That's a lie. Because I was at a nighttime thing at Tao one time. It was definitely a crowded ass pool, and they always say like it's probably a bunch of disgusting fluids in there, but. I mean, when you are like trying to party and shit and you're drunk, it's like, fine, I'll get in the pool. Fuck it. I'm going to take a shower afterwards anyways.
Because I'm really thinking this year I want to go to a pool party. I haven't been to a pool party in forever.
I think if you have a cabana or whatever, it's cool.
You talking about pool parties in general or just in Vegas?
In Vegas.
You never been to one?
I haven't been to one in years. And when I went, it wasn't really... I really didn't do much, so I've been contemplating because they got the new spot that opened up. Chaos just opened up out there.
It's fun if you can get if you got a little area. You know what I'm saying? Like got little cabana.
Shout out to Ozzy Cholo out there. One of our friends is now doing a lot do over there, and I'm like, damn, that kind of looks fun.
Shout out to Ozzy Cholo.
Yeah,
Cholo.
Yes.
Ozzy.
I say do it.
You got to say Ozzy Cholo at Chaos. Yeah.
It's
popping.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Vegas.
So if we got the no chaser approval, I think I might go.
Yes.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Film it all.
Can we go to Vegas? Wait, y'all. Yeah, collectively.
Let's go to Vegas.
Don't yawn. Why you yawning while we talk about Vegas?
Vegas is so boring.
Why are you yawning while we talking about turning up in Vegas?
Summer Vegas is always great.
Okay.
It's so hot though.
I mean, can we possibly scorching?
You want to do like
no chaser trip to Vegas?
Yes, can we make that happen? That sounds like.
I mean, yeah, if we could figure out some way to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? If we do like a live episode in
Chaos?
Vegas.
Hey, yo, now we're gonna have to start making some phone calls.
Like if we get to that point, we could do live episode, or even if it's like, a no chaser meet and greet.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Sell some goody shit, get a little money. I'm with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Well, speaking of Speaking
Money.
of Vegas and showgirls and choreographed dancing,
you like that toss up right to Vegas? It's like, let's see how we can make this work.
speaking of doing tricks, we got a
turning tricks in Vegas. We got
another special guest on the show today. I've known this man for a really, really long time. Just YouTube life, music life. Make some noise for this cat right here. He's also one of the judges on So You Think You Can Dance. He's a champion of America's Best Dance Crew and a bunch of other shit. Make some noise for D-Trix. Yeah. Hello. What's up, man? It's good. Nice to see you. Nice to officially meet you.
Hello.
I'm D-Trix.
Nikki.
Nice to meet you.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Thanks for coming.
That was the best transition ever.
We're just gonna lob this in. Let's talk about Vegas randomly.
Here, have a seat. Get comfy and then get situated.
You're like, let's see, Vegas choreography. Okay, choreography.
Dancing.
Can't spell Vegas
Is that
without
Sim
D-Trix.
Sim transition.
You didn't hear his intro? He's on fire this morning.
What's up, man? Thanks for coming by.
No, thank you for having me. It's about time.
It's about time.
How many people said no before you got to me?
No, just 5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah, just,
I'm top
Victor
6.
Kim,
We'll listen up. Hey, we might need them to come back, Rick. Hold on, wait.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what it is? Here's what I always do. The night before or the couple nights before we got to do one of these days, I'll be scrolling through Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, depending on who likes a picture of mine while I'm scrolling or who pictures I come across, I'm like, let me see if they're down for this shit. And I think either
I just gotta like more. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's how you get more likes. Please put me on your show.
I think you liked something. I was like, let me see if D-Trix is down. What's up, bro?
I'm here.
You're here.
It worked.
You're here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Man, how are you?
I'm doing amazing, dude.
How's life?
Amazing. I'm at that point where I'm getting relationship fat right now.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Welcome. So I'm super happy.
That's
Welcome. That's what it was. You've been in a relationship your whole life, huh, Rick?
I knew that was coming.
Whoa! I'm just gonna sip my coffee on that one. You're like, Nikki is single as fuck. Look at her.
But you look good though.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that everybody drinks?
Wow,
drinks at the
yeah,
same time.
everybody was like,
So I fucked up.
You missed your chance.
Yeah.
You should have taught me that choreography.
So what's up, man? You're getting relationship fat. You've been in a relationship for how long now?
1 year, 4 months.
Is that it?
oh.
Yep. But we're on the round 2.
Oh, I see.
Round
I see.
two.
I see. Oh, so,
Yeah, I
so
mean-
you
So
count
you got
it.
your freshman 15.
Yep.
Now you get
Plus
to cut.
another 15.
Okay.
Yeah. I got held back.
You're super happy, aren't you?
But you're a dancer.
Yeah, ish.
But you're
A little bit.
dancer-ish.
Now that you've you put on your love weight, does that change the way you dance?
Yeah, it's tough. I can't do like head spins anymore. It just fucking hurts my neck. Just hella fat, just straight to my neck. It hurts. Honestly, it's a tough time.
Is it weird being because okay, so you're with Bethany.
Bethany Moda.
Super poppin' YouTube chick, right? And like I always wondered like are her because her fans are way younger than yours.
She's way younger than me.
Really? By how
Yeah.
much?
Like a decade.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Hey man, I feel like once we're over like 20 something, it's all
legal.
blurry.
No,
As long
she-
as it's legal. You're
She's also
good.
like she's like older than me. Like she's ready
So
for that.
what?
She's ready for that family
Yeah.
stuff.
Word.
You gotta imagine too, she started her YouTube career at 13. So she's already been in the
Jeez.
game for so long. Like she's ready to retire.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Makes
Did you
sense.
get a bunch of like little kids like when y'all first started dating, like just being weird, following like, why are you who are you? Why are you dating our mom? Dating Bethany?
I think like everybody was kind of weirded out at first. Even my fan base was like, it's a little young. But I'm so happy.
so happy.
Welcome.
so. Are you trying to give her that? You trying to give her that fucking that married life that she's ready to have? or what?
I think that's it. Like we both decided it's really not, we're at that point. So does the wait continue? When
Yeah.
does it stop?
No, it just
Like, 'cause
keeps
you
going
lost-
and going and going.
Like, cause you Tim, you lost. Like, did you gain that?
I gained
beginning?
I didn't gain in the beginning. I hit a point where I was definitely like just eating a lot. Just because I don't know, man. I hit a really like I was hitting all the bougie shit. I think the money just got really good at one point, and so I was like, I got to a point where I was like, you know what? We getting 2 appetizers, we getting dessert, we going here, I'm gonna eat everything, and I was comfy, and it was partly love weight, partly money weight, and then
Were you also buying the foods that you couldn't afford as a kid? Because I buy all the shit I couldn't get as a kid.
that's everything I spend my money on now is shit I couldn't afford.
Like
as a
name
kid.
brand cereals.
Oh, those are great.
Like
I don't even like
Fruity
cereal.
Loops, like anything Kellogg's
Yeah.
I can get now. So it's tough to say no.
Something
Right.
not in a bag.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely got to that point, and then luckily for me, I mean, she always like makes jokes about like leaving me if I gain weight. So it was like, and also luckily for me, I was
There's truth in every joke, isn't there?
well, yeah, of course,
Conditional love, completely.
Yeah,
Conditional.
she cares, and plus I have high cholesterol, so she was, kind of like caring about my health. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to keep it under control for not only the relationship, but also for my health, and also just career. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true, yeah. But I got put on, so I'm on a panel So You Can Dance right now as a judge. So I feel like the weight didn't ruin too much of my career.
Do you feel like shit, man? That camera adds 10 pounds. Shit, like
Just multiple camera angles.
yeah. How many cameras are on you? Yeah.
It's pretty sad. But going back a little bit on the relationship fat, what does it mean when they don't gain weight and it's just you? Because I feel like love is kind of something like a little bit represented by how many calories you intake.
Well, I remember at one point in time when who I was with started going to the gym more. And I was like, excuse me, what the fuck are you doing?
Who are you trying to impress?
I was like, you can come back home. You want tacos, you want wings. I was like, I don't need you getting a 6-pack on me. And he said, I'm getting in shape in case your ass leaves me one day. And I was like, so you want to go eat burgers right now? I'm over here trying to force feed. But
Both of y'all weird.
And how did it work
I'm
out?
trying
I mean-
to fatten you up so you stay.
Yes, I was like,
well,
you
I'm
ain't
trying to
going
get lean in
nowhere.
case you leave.
no, I know for me within relationships, the only time I put on weight was if my partner kind of liked a little thicker. I feel like for women sometimes maybe because my profession also involves me being in a swimsuit outside of talking. So I'm always very much aware. And my partner at the time knew that. So he was.
Were you trying to make him get fat?
He already came thick. He already came in thick. So it wasn't
thick
like
model, yeah.
She was trying to keep him there.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Oh, don't lose the weight.
yeah.
Okay.
For me, it was like, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind a bigger body. I don't mind thickness. But if you start changing behavior and all of a sudden your ass is in the gym too much, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I always used to tell Chia, like, look, man, because she loves going to the gym. I'm like, yo, if you get too skinny, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I've been told that before.
Yeah, like
Eat more.
do not let your booty become one of those rock hard ones, because I would have been upset.
Oh, the pancake.
No, not
it's
only
the- it's
pancake,
a-
just the hard.
Oh, you mean like
The
it could be like
fitness
big
booty.
and hard?
Yeah, I don't like
Well, you know,
that.
It's just a
I
muscle.
feel like women sometimes too, like you want to maintain too. I don't know if it's the same. I don't think I ever really put on the love weight. I never put on love weight. Like we would go to the gym together. So that's kind of what the relationships that I've been in. It's like, oh, let's go to the gym. We're gonna work out. That's when we're super happy. But I noticed that if we're not doing well, I lose weight. And so it's probably the opposite. For
Oh,
the most
damn.
part.
Then you sabotage. You need to go on a diet. You just get in an argument.
Just 'cause I gotta lose 5 pounds. Fuck you. Now I'm upset and now I'm super scared.
Well, how does she feel about your love weight?
No, so she's been she's like, you're fine. And I was like, the weight machine does not believe so.
She's doing what I did. Just keep eating, babe. It's good.
I think she's sabotaging me. I think she's trying to hold on and
Possibly.
like,
Right,
yeah,
right.
you know, she's trying to. I'm learning a lot from Nikki here, so maybe she has the same psychology. Just trying to.
Right, she's like
But-
tossing your salad in lard and shit.
But here's an answer from somebody who's actually fat, okay? So what happened to me with my relationship where I first got fat a long time ago, I realized we was both eating terrible shit, but only I was finishing it. So
Oh, yeah.
so it's like we go.
Did you
and
finish
get-
hers too? Because I find myself
Sometimes.
because I grew up
Sometimes, yeah.
I grew up where my mom would like whoop my ass if I didn't finish what was on my plate because it was
Right.
tough to put shit on her plate. So we had to eat everything. So if she's just leaving hella shit, I just don't want it to go bad. Right?
Yeah, so that happens too. And then youthful metabolism, dog. The older you get, the slower your metabolism gets. She's still young. Her shit just burns off.
Yeah. How about when she starts gaining weight? How you gonna feel?
I actually wouldn't
"I'm out."
mind. I like just get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. No, I don't mind it. I like. I mean, it's 10 times better than the opposite route.
What's crazy is we don't believe, like in our heads, we don't think that.
Right.
We're not thinking, oh, if we put on weight, he's gonna love it. But I noticed that the same thing. It's
Let
like,
me-
oh, you like a little extra on there.
Yes.
Okay, so I can eat.
Let me tell you something, bruh. If Chia was to gain 30 pounds, I'd be like, I know it's all going to the ass and thighs, and plus, I'll deal with some neck and arms for some ass and thighs. That's a fair trade.
She's like, look, I ain't even
Just
looking at your
leverage?
arms, baby.
I'm not tripping at all. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know why we don't believe that. Like part of us goes, and it's probably social media. It's probably all that other shit. What we're digging too deep into things we're not even supposed to be looking at or reading into.
Right.
I wouldn't say that because there are some dudes that aren't gonna like that shit. And
Yeah.
he brought up a good point. Certain people gain weight in different ways.
Yeah.
I knew a girl when she gained weight, it would mostly all go to her arms, and she had little titties. So and there's nothing. I love little
Just little
titties. Nothing wrong
pectorals.
with it. But when the arms are big
Yeah.
and the titties are little, it looked interesting.
Look pushed in a
And
little bit.
she used to be
Interesting.
so mad at her.
See, that's why you gotta like when you cast or when you're like dating, you gotta just really look at the parents and see where it's headed.
You did say cast.
Well, okay, now let me
Okay.
ask you something. When you say cast, in your head, is it cast for like a role or cast like fishing? Is that what is
Yeah.
the
I feel like it's bad regardless. I wish I can go back about
You're
six,
casting the
six,
role of
8
the leading
counts
lady in
and
your
say
life.
casting. Yes, thank you,
Got
Rick.
Got you.
He also said, "I wish I could go back 6 to 8 counts." You dancer, motherfucker.
5, 6, 7. Take it back.
Too quick. We gotta slow down. But yeah, when you're casting,
Lead
Wait, is
role
that
in your
something
life.
you is that a word you use or is that something? Is that
I don't
like
know.
something people say?
no, I think the way I look, like Rick said it, it's like when you're like, you know, you're out there and you're casting for the one you want to spend the rest of your
Yeah.
life with.
Yeah.
You gotta look at everything in
No,
life.
I like
right?
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So the parents are fit. So I think we're good. It's just my parents aren't. So she's it's bad for her. It's bad for her future.
So not only now are we looking at genetics when it comes to the parents, what about a parent's relationship? Like if you see that they come from a messed up situation, are you going, we're gonna have to deal with some issues here.
Well, now I'm thinking, I was like, my shit's hella jacked. I feel like everybody has some type of jacked up shit, but I think it's more about how they've handled it thus far.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they're doing the opposite, like for me, I do the opposite of everything I learned from my parents. So, but her whole family is pretty cool for the most part.
Her dad's hilarious.
Hell, you met him?
Yeah, I was in Singapore with her and her dad. It was like for a YouTube thing and like a group of other YouTubers, and I spent most of the time just drinking with him and talking to him.
He's like a real dude.
How
Like,
was he? Now, did he like you? How do you deal with dads? Because we were talking about this earlier, and we'll get into it. But how did her dad like you when y'all first met?
I think we hit it off. Like, I think me and parents in general have always hit it off fairly well.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's honesty and realness. I think no matter where you go in life, I think sometimes if you put on a facade, people can spot that. But I've never switched the way I talk to, like, I would talk to you the way I would talk to her family or anybody. I kind of just treat everybody the same.
See, that's interesting you said that because I like to fake it real hard when I first meet dads.
Oh, really?
And dads love.
You don't think you don't think they know?
No, I mean I wouldn't say fake, but more like a job interview. You feel me? Because I like to just put my best foot forward. So like whenever I meet dads, especially back then, you know, I used to dress differently. The clothes were a lot bigger and shit. So I used to make sure
Janko.
No, I never went Janko status, but definitely I got the big pants from Miller's Outpost and shit.
Okay,
you know. So if I ever met a dad, I always made sure the pants were pulled up. I wasn't sagging. I always made sure to give a good handshake. I always give this advice: like when I'm meeting a dad or even a girl or even anybody for the first time, I don't just do the one hand. I do two-handed handshakes because what that is, it forces eye contact. You feel me? So it feels a little more like, oh hey.
It keeps my hand warm as fuck.
Oh, I'm very warm. You are very cold.
Yeah,
Why are you so cold?
I'm nervous and insecure.
So I do the two-hand handshake. I pull my pants up, and I always make sure I laugh at whatever joke he says. You know
Even
what I'm
if it's
saying?
bad?
Even if it's bad.
Can I hear the courtesy laugh?
Yeah. Okay. Say you're a dad and you just made a bad joke.
And I was like, chicken nuggets.
No, for real.
Oh.
Yeah, no, chicken nuggets. Yeah. That's
good.
Crazy.
Wow, we hear that a lot.
I feel like that was the way you've always been towards me. So
Yeah.
I feel like you just been courtesy laughing our entire relationship.
You're right. Nah.
He's full of facade. He's full of facade.
I am, but you got to know how to play the game. You know what I'm saying?
As we're talking about meeting parents, I really started to think about if I've ever formally been introduced to a parent. When you met someone's mom or dad, how did that happen? I know I've stumbled across kind of like, oh, hi. Nice to, I'm not normally like this, but it's
So
very
you
nice
met
to
the
meet
parents
you.
through shock. You weren't ready to meet them.
I've never had like a formal, hey, let's sit down, let's meet my parents. It's more like you're around, you're going to meet the parents.
Oh, it was
It's
like, nice to meet you. Here's mom, dad, grandpa, grandma.
kind of, yeah, rush. Pff, always. You ever have we're going to go sit down and have dinner with
No.
my parents?
I don't recall. If anything, I felt like it was after we'd already kind of established something. So then it's like, okay, well now it's time we should all get some dinner. But it wasn't like I guess that is kind of what you said, huh?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. I don't ever think I've had a formal, hey, let's go meet my parents now type of situation.
No, I guess I have only because like they live a little far.
Okay.
So it was like a plan to go there, and then you can't not plan.
Oh,
that
smart.
part of
You
it,
only
you
date
know what I'm
girls
saying?
that parents don't live nowhere close. Nice.
But yeah, but it's never been like I think it's time to meet my parents.
Yeah, I've
It's
never
happened.
had
It's usually a
that.
natural thing, right? For
Yeah.
me, it's always been like a natural thing. Like
Yeah.
it'd be like some type of, there's a family event going on, and I was like, okay, so it's probably gonna end up happening.
Yeah.
But
I lucky for me, when I first met Chia's dad, because we were doing long distance shit, it was through FaceTime. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so we were on like Skype and shit.
oh,
Chatting.
you're just hoping the Wi-Fi was good, because if they fuck up your shit, it's like awkward.
I know,
right?
right? Like, I made sure to like I put my dick away immediately, and then like there's that. No, I'm just playing. But like we're chatting.
I imagine you did. I mean,
No, I have.
I was just playing. I kept it
No,
out.
I left it out. Yeah. Like we were. I remember we were on Skype. She was like, "Oh, my dad's here." My dad came in. Her dad came in the room, and first thing he came, he was like, and we had already kind of been talking for a while, so he knew who I was. And so he came in the room. He was like, "Tim, my man," and I was like, "Oh shit, hey, what's up, sir? How you doing?"
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was real good. So, but I wasn't sure how good that was because I had never talked to him before, right?
Okay.
So we talked a little bit. He left the room, and she was like, "Babe, he has never called any boy that I've been seeing my man ever. And I was like, holy
That's a good
shit.
sign.
Yeah, I was like, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? So that was nice for me.
Do you and this might sound a little arrogant, but I feel like was there a difference when you would meet like girls, like parents and family before shit started cracking off for your career? Because I feel like there is a little bit of change when the parents actually are aware of who they're meeting and they have some type of like, presence or like already set thing.
Well, you tell me, because I've never really experienced.
Oh, you just
that.
been famous your whole life?
No.
Tim's
You
been
tell me,
popping.
Mr. Took forever to get here. I've been here, homie.
So how was it for you?
No. I was saying because they didn't know I was doing shit like that.
Oh, okay.
They didn't know I had like that was my career when me and her started dating. They didn't know that's what it was.
That's kind of nice though.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so for you, how was that?
No, I think there is a little bit of a switch, but also it was at an age where like I was 21 when everything started popping off for me. So that high school relationship stuff, I don't think any parents can take it that serious. So
okay.
I don't know. I feel like I've only experienced maybe the opposite, but I kind of just hope they like me for me, and you just. You know what I mean?
Dads, they switch up. I'll tell you this right now. They switch up when
do?
they know. Oh yeah, my dad is still dead set on one person. My dad is still to this day, and I'm like dated this guy a long time ago. And in the back of his mind, he's still going,
What?
I want that one to work out. And
I thought that was only on movies. That's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. My dad to this day, there's still one person in the back of his head, and he just it's for other reasons. But yeah, if they think that you're gonna do well and the whole you're gonna take care of my daughter, you have a career, look at this, is gonna pan out, even if it fails, like parents are thinking that in the back of their heads. So I do feel that you guys have an advantage if you're coming in already with an established career. Like they're gonna be like, cool, you can take care of my daughter. But if you got Joe Schmo off the street in comparison to you, the dad's gonna be looking at you like, so what are your plans? Like,
dad's
what,
like-
what? How are you gonna take care of her? Because I'm done.
Yeah, your dad's like, honey, go get pregnant by this man already, so we can be well off forever.
I swear, I hate the fact that one day I'm gonna have my dad come on here and he's gonna say that same shit.
Have your dad on the show.
My dad has said that. He's like, what is wrong with you? Why do you want to work so hard? My dad said that one day. And then he goes, but I'm proud of you.
So inspiring.
No, trust me. My dad was like, why? But then he goes, yeah, I just like to give you a hard time.
We're gonna have him on, man. The Hawaiian hoe's gonna tell us all the stories.
And my dad loves Tim, and he's never met Tim, but he loves Tim not for the, hey, sir. He loves the fact that he talks shit. My dad loves all that stuff.
Yeah,
Not the formal stuff.
I've definitely. You ever had a dad not like you?
And not tell me, no. I feel like I've gotten along with everybody's parents for the most part.
Brick?
No.
No. I think with an ex, there was definitely a family that like it wasn't that they disliked me, but I could tell Pops was really was his sense of humor was just different than mine. You know what I'm saying? Like they were more what's the word? Like they weren't for the dirty jokes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Drier humor?
Not just dry, because I like
Clean,
dry humor.
But do you think the dad was just like that? Because I feel like every dude is really like that, but maybe not around a family setting.
Maybe you're right. Because I was like, canoodling with his daughter and shit. But like, for example, even the whole family, because I had a air freshener hanging from my rear view that said I heart my penis, right? It was from Hot Topic. I thought it was funny, right? And then I remember specifically one time I was at dinner with the whole family.
So relatable. I feel like
I heart my penis, And then her sister was on some, her older sister, by the way, was like, do you know what Tim's air freshener says? Like, about to tattle on me, bro. This is at family dinner. And then the girl I was dating was like, no, don't, stop. Don't bring it up. I was like, are y'all serious right now? Like, is this?
Ew.
Past history, sister beef. Yep.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Sister beef, bro. Yeah, for sure.
So she said it then at the.
No, it didn't come up at the table, but like, so that I was always mad tense around that family. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like they never really wanted me there.
Whose family? You're like Chia.
Huh? No, Chia's family is the shit. Nah, they're so dope. They're so cool. I mean, like, they're definitely not like, I don't make like I don't make like dirty jokes around them either, but they're cool.
That's good.
Cool. Yeah.
That's good.
You trying to have babies and shit?
Yeah. But I only want like one, maybe. she's Mexican. She wants like 10.
Yeah, of course.
And then at that point, you might as well start like a company or something.
Yeah, just make them always like make a little K-pop group.
Yeah.
Or M-pop group.
Yeah, like when I'm Filipino, so I'm kind of like half there, right?
Yeah.
Is that Spanish?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the same thing. But I think we'll have kids soon. Do you want kids?
Yeah, eventually, not anytime soon, soon, more later than sooner, but eventually.
Do you guys have like a plan? Do you think it's good to have a plan? Because I feel like we have a pretty strong like plan.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's your plan?
I think so.
Well, I gotta like propose first, but we already planned out our wedding, which is really cool.
Can I come to yours even though I didn't invite you to mine?
Yeah, of course. It was kind of like this, huh? Not enough people said no.
No, here's what's so funny is after the wedding, I was on. I think I messaged you too, and I was like, oh, I should have invited you.
No, I'm not one of those dudes that get like, cause a lot of people get butthurt like when they don't
do.
get. It's like interesting how many people get upset.
Yeah.
But like I get it. It's like there's a budget.
Yeah, no, there is a budget, but not only that, I was literally sometimes you just forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not like we hang out consistently, and sometimes you just forget who you would like, who's you're cool with. And I was scrolling, and I was like, oh, I should have invited D-Trix.
Yeah.
And you courtesy laugh so many people you can't remember exactly everybody that you.
Yeah,
This is true.
Yeah, courtesy laugh. Yeah.
But no, I'm down. So we were probably gonna do a musical for a wedding because we found weddings to be very boring. So we're gonna do like
Fun.
I'm gonna take like 6 months and write an entire musical.
What?
Yeah,
That's dope.
For real?
for a wedding, and then the last act we'll get married.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Can
Yeah.
you record it? I don't think I'm getting invited, so can you at least put it on YouTube?
I think we will.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
I want to
YouTube?
witness it.
Couples that do YouTube put everything on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. it's true.
And we're like the opposite because we both haven't posted videos in like the last year.
Oh, word.
Yeah, maybe like we average like one every few months.
Why's that?
I don't know. I think we're just like,
Living,
yeah,
Being on TV.
I guess, yeah.
working a lot.
See, I people say that too. Rather like, well, you're on television now, so that's cool. But I started on television. I try to leave because I saw such the digital age, like the future of it. That and Ryan Higa introduced me to the game, and he showed me like 1 month of his account, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do YouTube.
Yeah. But then Ryan's account's not looking like our accounts.
Yeah, it's a different story. But yeah, so I think it's like I don't know. It's interesting because do you guys even watch cable? That was a bomb.
There's certain shows
Quiet.
that I watch, but since I moved, I knew when I got my place, I wasn't gonna get cable. All I needed was a Fire Stick. I knew what shows I like to watch already, and you can just go online and watch them.
Right?
Yeah.
And plus, Hulu got that Hulu TV now. It's like you really don't even really.
Yeah.
I got a couple cable shows I put on them as background, like Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives is always good background, and fucking
That's on Netflix too now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
on
Yeah.
Hulu.
What? It's on Netflix?
yeah. And what else? What else is good background?
When you bought a
For
house,
weddings.
when you bought a house, you start watching HGTV?
No, she just watches that shit regardless though. She loves that shit. You
Damn,
know?
I don't watch it either. Not at all.
But Bethany is like a big DIY chick. Did she watch that shit a lot?
No, she don't really like TV.
No.
No, I don't think so. She like it's like because of our age gap, she hasn't seen or been introduced to a lot of shit that I grew up on. So she didn't know anything about hip hop music. She didn't know about Eminem. She didn't know about Boyz II Men. It was a really sad time.
Whoa.
Yikes.
She didn't know about Family Guy. Like her parents were very clean, and she grew up in a very.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I see. So
Yeah.
what is she like?
She was aware of like Hanson.
Oomba.
But to introduce someone to like Eminem or like underground rappers like Idea, like old school, like
Oh, super.
it was
old.
kind of
yeah. Oh, because you're a b-boy. You know about that shit.
yeah, and it makes me feel like I'm cool because I'm introducing her to a lot of cool other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, she's like, thanks, Gramps.
Yeah, lose weight.
That's great.
This is one of your olden days songs.
Wow.
Isn't it?
Babe, what are you dancing on? Is that a cardboard box? Like, oh my God.
She's like, babe, what are these round things you're playing music off of?
That's a Walkman.
your musical coasters.
Oh, the good old days tapes.
You know, honestly, I almost ended a relationship because a girl didn't like a Boyz II Men song. But
Wait, that's a very specific one.
yes. Well, here's what happened. I think we mentioned this before because it wasn't that she didn't know Boyz II Men. Like, I can understand. Well, first of all, it makes
Can
you
you
go.
really understand?
It makes you go, what? But also, you got to put it in perspective, right? Because, you know, because of the internet and our generation, we feel like people should know all the shit we knew, right? Because it's so
don't.
it's so accessible.
Yeah.
You feel me? But let's take Boys to Men, right? That's like 90s, right? That's damn near 30 years ago. So for people like us, let's say we grew up in the 90s, 2000s, shit that's 30 years ago is 60s, 70s. Like we can't expect people to know, like we didn't know all the music from the 60s and 70s, you know what I'm saying? And even though I look at these kids, I'm like, fuck, how do you not know this shit? It's also, you can't blame them.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Because your parents be like, why don't you know this shit? You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know who fucking, I mean, granted, I do know a lot of music from the 60s
Yeah,
and
I was
70s.
like,
I
I go,
know
this
that.
conversation, I don't think I've ever sat and talked to somebody that we didn't have similar likes in music. I know that's one of my favorite things to do is to listen to music with somebody and like just vibe. I think that's dope. But then you can go into different genres. Like if you got some neo soul and you're sitting there next to somebody and they have no idea what's going on, I'm like, okay.
But it's also different now because when we came up, like we didn't have like streaming services and YouTube shit. We listened to whatever was on. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why we know about old shows. That's why we turn on the radio. It's like oldie stations were only playing specific songs. You
Isn't
feel
that
me?
crazy? Where like back then, if you were on the radio for any reason, it was such a big deal. Or
You had
on
a hit.
television, yeah, or on television or anything. And then it makes me realize how much control they had because
Yeah.
we only got X amount of outlets of entertainment.
Exactly. That's why we all know the same shit. You know what I'm saying? These kids, they feel like looking up something, they can just, they literally be like, I want to watch this right now, and they can put it on and watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they
can
get to choose to only see that or hear
Yeah.
that.
for a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this girl did not like this song "Mama" by Boyz II Men. Mama came on.
Stop.
Mama came on,
That
and
song is so sad.
It came,
I love you.
that song. It came on, and she went, "Ew." She turned it off. I was like, "What?" And she said, "That song's ghetto." I was like,
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
The
she
song's
said?
about mama.
"I know."
And it was on the Soul Food soundtrack.
yeah.
That's why she thinks it's ghetto.
That's why she thought it was, and I was like,
That's a great movie. by
Maybe
the
she
way.
thought it was
Should've
Dear
said,
Mama from
Mother. That's what she
I
wanted
think
to
it was
say.
that was it because
Dear
it was
Mama.
and not mother. She's like, "Ew, that song's ghetto," and I was like, I had to fight every urge in my
Her.
body.
You should've
I
fought
just
her.
I know, I was gonna say,
That's-
I had to fight every
That's when
urge to
she
not
gotta go.
toss her out the car.
You just replied, we're done?
No, I was in the car with her.
Oh wow! And she turned down the volume in the car and called the song "Ghetto."
Yes,
And she's,
Anybody that calls something ghetto just automatically
It didn't work out.
she's listening right now and she's crying.
Good.
yeah,
No, she doesn't listen to this. Is ghetto.
yeah, it's ghetto.
I just don't like the way they speak on that.
Yeah,
Transition.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
How have you been? You want me to interview you?
Awkward.
No, no,
What
it
the
was- it's
fuck was
funny,
that?
though.
No, because in my head,
It's fabulous.
usually I would have
bad for
the
us.
follow
Love
up
it.
question
Podcast.
ready.
Yeah.
Video, it's
Like
funny.
Right.
usually I was like when I felt that shit dying down, I would have a question like in the chamber ready, and I was like for once I was like, let me see what happens if I just kind of let it
Let it settle.
just let it settle. Well, what's up, man? How's so you think you can dance? How's judging? How's going from competing on a dance show to being the judge on a dance show?
I mean, it's 10 times easier because I don't do nothing. I just state my opinion, which is kind of not creative. And actually, I'm just getting fatter because it's all free food in the back, and it's like really tough to say no. And I'm still the same dude that puts the shit, like if I don't eat or drink everything, I'll just put it in my
Portion
bag.
control. Oh, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like just leftovers.
I know. So I mean, I guess the story of today's episode is just me eating a bunch, but
And you gotta let go of that broke mentality. It's okay. Just don't grab all the food. It's all right.
no, I think people, I think people sleep on that idea. I think they feel like once you start making money, you don't still do, I guess, broke ass things.
You just, we
Like,
all
I
got
still-
you got poor tendencies. Like there's times where you eating
Is
because
it
you
poor, or is it just like the shampoo in the hotel is not going to get used, so I might as well?
Take it.
I mean, that's just frugal.
I mean, look, a part of the reason why we are successful or so
Because
far,
we made those decisions.
well, and because we going through those struggles as youngins made us hungry and hardworking to get to a point where we could afford to do that, and so we could be in these situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, for sure. I mean, part of the reason why I spend all my money on shoes now is because I was only allowed like one pair of shoes as a little kid.
Every
you know
6
what I'm saying?
months.
It's so funny when Rick said, "I want to see you eat what." Not
Poor quality food.
yeah. So now, like for me, I love spending money on food. That's my favorite thing. Like clothes, it's all right, but food,
Translation: she thinks she too good.
See, I think I went through that phase, like in the beginning when I first came up on money. I went through that phase.
But if I'm gonna eat, because I gotta watch portion control. If I'm gonna eat, it has to be worth it. That's how I see food.
Oh dang.
Ooh,
See?
seafood.
Filet of
Is there anything you
fish,
don't eat, D-Trix?
McDonald's.
Seafood.
I like
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm like probably the only Asian that never grew up on like any type of fish
Oh
unless it
my
was like
god!
stick.
You don't eat the biche?
No, I said
Wow.
I was kind of adopted. So yeah, didn't really.
No pun. No.
We had no pun sit.
None of that.
We had was that called hamburger helper?
Hamburger helper.
Shamber.
Tuna helper was a
Tuna helper was
shit. I love
fire. That was like
tuna.
a holiday.
Hey, tuna gets expensive sometimes.
Seafood, man. So
I tried it. I mean,
No crab, lobster.
I can do the basics, but I can't do like sushi, like real sushi.
Oh,
I have
no,
to
like
do
uni
a
for
lot.
you.
shit. But you know, I mean, that's not
that's not-
uncommon. You know what I'm saying?
I tried it.
I mean,
It's just
for being Filipino,
There's so many kinds of seafood
That's
and
true.
so many different ways they can cook it, though.
and you're like you eat good shit all the time. Like, what's the spot right now for you? Do you have like go-to spots or do you like have a specific like one spot that you're just obsessed with?
Well, you know what? To be honest, man, I got a few go-to spots. It all kind of depends on the mood, though. There's a spot in San Diego that's my new shit. It's a restaurant called Herb and Wood in San Diego, and you know, it's kind of bougie, of course. Like for example, like they brought us a pizza out the other day with like, it was bone marrow. Have you ever had bone marrow? So
Ways to ruin pizza.
oh no, it basically just tasted like salty meaty butter on top of the pizza. You know what I'm saying? That's what bone marrow tastes like. It's like you take just like, I don't know, man. So it's hard to explain if you've never had it, but it's the inside of the fucking bone, and they prepare it in a way that it's just kind of like that you scrape it on either on like bread or something, and it's like it just tastes like really hearty butter, bro. And
your face right now is killing me.
Because I'm obsessed with Little Caesars and I can't see Little Caesar doing such a thing.
man, you've been making money for too long to just be eating Little Caesars.
No, see, I
man.
did it full circle. Like I did all that, and then I realized 7-Eleven is still my favorite restaurant.
Like I'm with you on that shit. Like there's certain things that people get their mouths all watered for just because it sounds fancy or it's expensive, but it's like, is it really that fucking good? Like bone marrow. He said bone marrow and
There's certain things.
I love it.
Uni, truffle, uni and truffle.
Truffle's bomb.
Yeah, Bomer. Those three things. Actually, if you say uni anywhere, I'm like, I want it now. Now.
Same. Well, here's the thing. And I see what Rick is saying because you know I'm definitely bougie with my shit, but I also look to your point. 7-Eleven sandwiches are my shit.
They're still my favorite.
They're my
thing.
shit.
They're
Like,
so good. I mean, you got to eat it within like the hour you buy
Yeah.
it. You got to get it quick, but it's like it's still.
Like I love McDonald's. I love a 7-Eleven sandwich, but I also like bone marrow gets me jizzing as well. You know what I'm saying? The bougie shit definitely is good. Look, and for example, that pizza had some escargot on it that normally I fuck with the escargot, but that pizza the escargot didn't add nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna put you. I'm gonna take you to eat some bougie shit.
See, I
one
try.
day,
I mean,
man.
I just you gotta tell me. You just gotta tell me like you just have to lie. You just can't tell me what it is. You just have to let me try it and then tell me after.
Oh, so
And
for
then-
you, it's a mental thing too.
It's the whole thing is mental. All of it. Because I'll eat Spam all day, but I won't.
Well, you were talking about 7-Eleven. The first thing that I thought about was a Spam musubi in Hawaii.
I know in Hawaii that's
7-Eleven
everywhere.
is popping.
Your guys' 7-Eleven's dope. Our 7-Eleven's like it's
They make everything
okay
there.
compared to that.
You can get like manapua. I don't know what they like dim sum buns and pork hash and things like that. Yeah, at 7-Eleven in Hawaii, it is popping.
And you guys have like 6 different types of Spam musubis.
Yes.
You have the ones with egg, you have teriyaki,
Egg,
you have
yeah.
light Spam, you have soy Spam.
The low sodium. Yeah.
Y'all fancy. Bougie Spam out there. But that's the thing about it too. It's like, I mean, yeah, growing up like broke, right? Like, even though my mom always made sure it was good food, like it was never expensive food. It was always good food. You feel me? So even now, if I try to take my mom to like an expensive restaurant, like we went to Tao. I took my parents to Tao like a few weeks ago, and my mom loved the food. But as soon as she saw the bill, she was like, no, we're not coming here again.
My dad's the same.
I'll let you like she saw the bill, she'd be like, Tim,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and they're getting more comfortable with the idea of going to nicer restaurants now because they know, like I can afford it, whatever. But it's weird for them to look at a bill like from Tao and be like, yo, we could have went to this other cheaper restaurant 20 times. You know what I'm saying? This is such a waste.
My mom is like, why are we here? I just want Olive Garden. I was like, what, Mom? Anything you want. She's like, I want Olive Garden. I was like,
So you guys
what?
your parents are nice.
But
Mine are
it's
the
like-
opposite. They just
No, my
like,
dad.
good.
Nah, my dad will run me broke. My dad loves seafood, fancy. My dad is fancy, so he don't care. He knows I'm paying for the bill, so he'll order extra.
yeah, my dad's just like, I want this car. What do you think of this car? Like he tries to get me interested. And I was like, the manipulation is so like, it worked when I was, a kid,
Right.
but I was like, oh, that's so cute. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. Go home, Dad.
Nah. So, that is nice. I should get me one.
And then take a shit on it. Fuck you, Dad.
So have you ever eaten anything that after you ate it, someone told you what it was and you were like, never mind, I don't want this anymore?
Yeah. The one you named earlier.
Escargot?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were feeling it until you knew what it was.
Yeah, that's just the problem. You can't tell me. Like especially if it's fried something, it should be good,
yeah.
right?
Right,
But if
right,
it's too chewy like gum, it just starts to get weird, and then I start to
Oh, I
think.
see you.
Yeah.
And it's just
You're a texture guy.
That's a big thing for people that don't fuck with seafood. It's like the texture will fuck you up.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Especially with like, I've heard people say, do you eat shrimp?
yeah.
I've heard people say shrimp is like too bouncy.
What?
Yeah,
That's
they-
overcooked.
Overcooked, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I don't like the bouncy texture.
See, and then it's like this buildup, and then you try it, and if it's from a shitty spot, then you're like,
Yeah. We had a homie that didn't like noodles in high school, Kev, because he would always be like, no, I don't like noodles. It's just like worms to me. I don't know. I can't get over it. I don't know. It's like worms. Every time I see it, it's like worms. I can't eat noodles. So, hey man, people got their different shit.
damn, noodles are so
I
bomb.
love noodles.
I just like, for people to try shit.
I'll try
if
stuff.
you like it or not, that's fair. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But just try it
No,
out.
I'll try it.
you
I
know?
try it. I think the first time I had sushi, Ryan Higa put me up on it, and I only ate it at the time because I was like a fan of Ryan.
Yeah.
We were hanging out, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's Ryan. I'll eat it." But I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What kind was it?
can't even pronounce it.
It was the raw shit?
It was just all raw stuff over rice. Which the rice is good.
You ever go to Sugarfish?
I have.
Sugarfish will kind of
Okay, I wasn't mad at that.
Okay.
And I didn't ask what it was. I just ate it all. And I was
Yeah.
actually very pleased.
that's what I'm saying. See, so it's not that you don't like fish. It's just different. It's different types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Sugarfish will definitely it'll put people on. Because Chia also used to never like any of the raw shit. She used to like, nah, can't do it, can't do the raw. And I took her to Sugarfish one day. I was like, look, man, let's just get one of these trust me's and just trust me. And then she did, and
That's
she-
really what it's called.
And yeah,
Is
yeah.
it?
You-
I've never been to Sugarfish.
So Sugarfish, you can get like, if you don't know what to order, if you just want to be lazy, they got selections on the menu. There's a trust me light, and
it changes. It changes
and
a lot.
they switch
It's
it up every
dope.
once in a while, and they'll kind of bring you like, oh, okay, so this will be like some little raw this, or this will be a hand roll of this, and then and they just kind of bring it out to you, and Chia had it, and ever since then, now she fucks with the raw because that kind of introduced her to that world that she wasn't ready for, you know. You just never know.
I think my first California roll was from 7-Eleven, which is probably why I didn't like sushi in the beginning.
It's a
But
poor start.
yeah, just the sandwiches were so good. You just try everything.
I love them.
That's funny.
Well, shit, what else? You're not making YouTube videos anymore?
Not really. I'll probably start again.
Your videos are so
They take too much
complicated.
time.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
They're so intricate.
Yeah, there's just too much work, and I was killing myself.
You over here trying to be an artist and shit.
I know you can't do that shit online.
I know, not anymore, especially, man.
Don't
Nah,
make
nah.
sense.
It's frustrating because, like, I literally just like I was just gonna talk about this because I literally just put up an Instagram video of me just like waiting in line for
So simple and
Costco.
relatable.
and it's doing more numbers than when I put so much money into a whole ass skit. You know what I'm saying? Throw that shit on whatever, and it's just like. I'm sure people scroll right past it. You know what I'm saying?
All the time. That's the way it works.
And I've seen your shit. Like, you really put a lot of thought and effort and like
So much.
creativity into the
Too
things.
much.
I
Way
watch
too
it
much.
sometimes. I'm like, man, just edit this shit. Stop doing it for real.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
because
you're talking about the trick
it's
shots,
so
huh?
good. It looks fake. So fucking just make
Nah,
it fake.
yeah. Once I learned about that, I just stopped doing trick shot videos. But no, you're right. The art shit was like, it was, classic YouTube life. You're doing 12, 15-hour days. I never left my spot. I mean, I think the only time I saw Tim is when he would come over to my crib.
To shoot something.
Yeah. And I was just like literally in that cave. But
it's the struggle, right? It's like, do I want to do something that I know is gonna do numbers and like it's easy, or do I want to do something that like makes me fulfilled as a creative person, but will get no numbers and take up all my time and make no money?
It's that cycle, because at first it was like the simple shit that's getting them now, and then skits came along and people upped the production quality, and that shit blew everybody up, and now it's back to the simple shit. It's like, fuck. So just wait until the creative wave comes back.
I guess, I mean, it's gonna be, I don't know, I feel like with all the apps now and everybody, you know, it's getting real accessible to be a creator, which isn't a bad thing. I don't know. I don't ever.
How do you feel about those, like the content creators that literally just like have zero artistry at all, but they're still creators?
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like, you can't be mad at that person if people are reacting to it and finding it funny and loving it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you can't be mad at someone for doing something and people liking it. If anything, you'd be mad at the people for liking it, you know? But I'm like, I used to be mad at Soulja Boy for making whack ass music, but then it's like, he wouldn't be successful if people didn't like the whack ass music, you know? So it's like, how can you be mad at that, you know?
Yeah, I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm like jealous that I was like, oh, I wish I could talk to the camera and people would like it. I think that'd be really cool.
You probably could.
To an extent. We'll get a few viewers in there.
I used to do that shit too. And now I felt like I do it in a room with other people.
with a mic in my face.
Yeah, it makes it look official. It's the same bullshit. Brought to you by BlueChew.com. Well, shit, man, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Not too much. I'm just hanging out. Thank you guys for having me. I'm trying to figure out, what are you going to use for clickbait for this? We need something good. You want to know all the YouTubers I slept with? You want that or something? I can't say that.
I was like, is he really going to say that?
Me too. I was like,
we can go with that. I guess.
Yeah, so tell us.
No, we'll talk about that off camera. All right,
The
guys.
cameras are never
One,
off.
baby, one, fucking one, baby.
Well, thank you to D-Trix for coming through. I appreciate you. Make sure you watch and be a super cool judge on So You Think You Can Dance.
Mondays.
And go watch.
I know you don't watch, so it's Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays.
9 p.m. ETPT.
9 p.m. ETPT. I was gonna say that until you interrupted me. And watching super cool YouTube videos. All right. As always, this is No Chaser Podcast. I'm Timothy Delgado.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades.
Bye.
Bye.